Hello my fellow Planeswalkers, today we're here to cover the blue for Lorwyn Eclipse. First card is Blossom Bind, looks like it can help against Blight. Next we have Champions of the Shoal, looks like Merfolk has some strong support. Next is Disruptive Currents, looks like it's helping with the Merfolk Tribal. Next we have Flutterwing Nuisance, looks like fairies now come in and they're bringing Blight. Next is Glamour Grafter, looks like it's strong with the fairy support and also should see some time in pre-release. Up next, we have Glamour Might. Looks like the fairies are still sticking with Tribal, and also looks like it should see some major play up in the pre-release. Glenalendra's Guardian should see major play in Standard, Commander, and also the pre-release. Its abilities are just that broken. Glenalendra's answer is a dominating counter, and also answers that question, will you be able to play that spell? Here we have Gravelgill Scoundrel, which should see play in Commander, but definitely will see play in pre-release. Harmonized Crescendo should see play in Commander, looks like a pretty decent card. Next we have Illusion Spinners, which should see play with the Fairy Tribal and also in Commander and Standard. With Cold Wrath Mystic, looks like Elementals are now starting to get their Tribal, and looks like a pretty solid card. Looks like Lockmare comes into play, helping the Blight system. Should be a solid card in Commander and Standard. Up next we have Lofty Dreams. Looks like thanks to the Convoke, it should be able to be played in Commander, maybe Standard. With the right strategy, Mirror Form looks like it's going to be played in Commander, Standard, and should be played in its pre-release. Knockwell of the Mind will definitely see play in pre-release, and is just great to go with the Blight system. Thanks to Oko's fairy roots, look like he's in Lorwyn now just to find out something about his lineage. Omni Changeling is pretty decent, should see play in Standard Modern, maybe in this pre-release. Pestered Wellguard should do well in Commander, and if you can continually tap it without it being killed, should be able to come up with reliable blockers. Rime Chill is showing off that Vivid mechanic, which should be pretty good in Commander. Rimefire Torque is a pretty decent artifact, which should help with the tribal decks. Rimekin's Recluse is definitely something that has a nice ETB and should be able to be exploited in Commander in the pre-release. Runaway Together was definitely a card made for Commander, should see a lot of play. Shine Striker is definitely one of those cards that can help with the Ashling Precon deck. Next we have Silvergill Mentor, which helps with tribal decks and also with the pre-release. Silvergill Peddler looks like a Merfolk that should be in some of the tribal decks that come out. Here we have Spell Snare, which is a counter for those early game actions. Next we have Stratosaur, which definitely helps give your creatures flying or get that mana you need to fix your mana base. Summit Sentinel is a nice little blocker that has a payoff when it dies. Next we have Sunderflock, which should help with the Ashling Precon deck. Next we have another story character from the Lorwyn block, Sig. Nice abilities. Nice to see you got some love. Swat Away is a decent card that should see play in Standard, Commander, and in the pre-release. Tannenfall Rhymespeaker is definitely a card that should be in the Ashling Precon and should be an Elemental Commander deck. Temporal Cleaning is definitely a nice little way to buy yourself some time until you can find the answer to the problem. Next we have a new Thirst for Identity. Nice. Blue keeping up his draw support with Unexpected Existence. Next we have Unwelcome Sprite, which should go in Fairy Tribal and also helps to get you some surveil going on. Next we have Wonderwine Distractor, which is pretty good for the Merfolk tribal decks. Here we have a Kindred sorcery spell for Merfolks, Wonderwine Farewell. Lastly, we have Wild Unraveling, which helps with the Blight system and countering the spell.